Good evening. It is Tuesday, May 2nd, and welcome to the Positional Sports Talk Show Post, live streaming on Facebook Live and our Positional Sports Talk Show YouTube channel. We are a sports talk show made for the fans, from the perspective of fans, presented by lifelong sports fans. We'll provide our opinions and positions on the hottest topics in sports this evening. My name is Big Reg, and I'm joined by three of my partners in crime. My brother J3, how you feeling this evening?
Yay! What's going on, Big Reg? Professor Jay Wills, and we just got sense about to log in. What's happening?
Okay. J3, what's up?
Yeah.
We got a full house. The professor's in the building. What's going on, Professor J? How you feeling?
What's up, Big Reg? You know how we do. J3, J Will, sense, praise the Lord. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
We got sense in the building. What's going on, partner? How you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling good. The boys are back in town. Yes, sir. Good to see you, Jay Will's namesake, Cuzzo, Big Red, J3. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
And everybody has said, our long missing partner who pops in from time to time, Jay Wills, is in the building from the jump. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, my man? I feel good. Hoping that you all take me back and don't do me like Dylan Brooks and tell me to leave.
Your services
have been ready.
Got you, bro.
Under any circumstances.
Absolutely. So this evening, we're going to give you some quick hits. And then the rest of the show is the NBA playoff review and review of the NFL draft. Finish up the show with our final post of the evening. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. So please sit back, relax, enjoy Post on the Positional Sports Talk Show channel. Yo, fellas, you know, women's basketball has been in this resurgence and people are starting to, get involved and never thought about watching women's basketball. Kim Mulkey and LSU is trying to build a dynasty in like warp speed.
I ain't mad at her.
Yeah.
She just won a national championship in her second year as the coach coming to LSU. She lost two of her star guards. And what does she do to replace it? She goes and gets All-American, two-time first team All-ACC player guard Haley Van Leaf out of Louisville to come and join LSU with Angel Reese and Flage.
Welcome to Death Row.
Goodness.
That's a
Right.
short thing
Welcome
stuff
to
right
Death
there.
Row. That was
Did
a
she
good
even
one.
go into the portal? Did she even go in the portal, or she just poster? I mean, how did that happen?
She went in the portal. She wasn't
She
there
did go in the
long.
portal. Okay.
She wasn't there long.
Okay.
Kim went
Does she
straight to
decide to
Suge Knight.
go there if Angel Reese doesn't stay?
Probably not.
Yeah, I
But
like
as-
this move.
Yeah, but as Angel Reese told people in an interview a few weeks ago, I don't know if we talked about this on the show. She said Angel said she ain't in no rush to leave LSU.
Right.
Right. For what?
Angel just signed a new deal with Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge today, NIL deal. Got herself a fresh Benz and got paid.
Bayou Barbie. Bayou Barbie is winning right now.
Her NIL evaluation right now is somewhere near $1.5 to $1.7 million a year.
But she said it. She said it. She was like, "Why go into the WNBA when I can make money right where I'm at?" I mean, and it makes sense.
Exactly.
And it makes sense. She doesn't have all the pressure of winning a championship, although
Right.
that's what she's ultimately trying to accomplish in college.
Mhm.
But I mean, she's already established herself. So when she does go into the WNBA, she's gonna make more money than she can imagine.
Man.
Exactly. And you know what this speaks to? The brokenness of the model of the WNBA. You can
Mhm.
make substantially more money, and this
In
shines
college.
light on players like Brittany Griner that got to go overseas in order to make, the type of money that they want, when now the blueprint is being set by NIL for women's basketball and other sports right now.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Matter of fact, Brittany Griner also announced this past week in her first interview after her first practice that she was never, ever going to play anywhere overseas again unless
know
she
that's
was wearing
right.
USA on her chest.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Nah,
It's not worth the risk.
Yeah, and credit Kim Mulkey because I mean I said it before and I'll say it again. This was definitely a death rowish type move, like just building up the roster. Like you got your Pac, you got your Snoop, you even had MC Hammer sneaking. I don't know how he got it.
Hey, you know what this looked like? This is like Georgia, Alabama in men's football, an arms race every year.
Yes, because she coming after Dawn in South Carolina.
Yeah.
But can you blame her? Because look, Dawn has showed you what you need to do to build a dynasty, and that's what it's all about. It's not about hopping from team to team. It's about getting into a good fit and making sure that everyone blends in so that you can ultimately win that championship.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Brenda Freeze. Take something out.
I know.
Take
Come
out
on,
of that book.
what you gonna do, man?
She working on it. She's working on it.
Yeah, so shout out to the LSU Lady Tigers. They look real strong for a chance to win their first ACC title in forever and possibly go back-to-back NCAA championships as long as everybody stays healthy. Yeah. All right, speaking about championships, right here in the DMV, our DC Defenders beat down the Seattle Sea Dragons, who had the league's best offense.
That's right.
The game was tied 9-9 at halftime. It looked like this was going to be a struggle.
Yeah,
and then
they exploded.
Defense just went boom.
Yeah, they sure did.
That second half defense shut that offense down. They jumped out to a big lead. The final score was 37-21, but 8 of those points came at the end in garbage time.
That's right, Jay. That's right. And you know what? They got to bring the beer snake down to Texas because if they keep that going, they definitely going to hoist that new trophy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'd have been at that game if it wasn't for the rain.
I hear you. So they have a meeting with the surprise Arlington Renegades.
I know.
And Arlington was only 4-6 during the regular season. Right. The only reason why they made the playoffs, they was in the weaker conference. They upset the Houston Roughnecks 26-11. Only allowed 1 touchdown to Houston in the second quarter and then shut them down. Yeah. But Defenders' offense is a lot better than the Roughnecks. We had already beat Houston twice during the season. And the defense is better. So it's going to be interesting. So May 13th, 8 p.m. on ABC, the XFL Championship in San Antonio, Texas. Woo! You got the DC Defenders against the Arlington Renegades. So
come on, they just gotta keep the feet on the pedal.
Yeah, keep running the ball. Yeah, run the ball. Do what they supposed to do. I just hope his two-headed quarterback, his philosophy doesn't bite him in the butt in this championship game. That's the only criticism that I get. And if it's a tight game, I just can't rely on Greg Williams to have his defense ready. Because even in this game, they allowed a long touchdown. And I'm like, they have to stop that happening. Because they can score, get the 2-point or 3-point, and then do a 4th and 15. Like, you could potentially never give the ball back and still be able to come back. They better stop playing.
Yeah, Greg Williams is all about, pressure.
Yeah, pressure. Yeah.
So if they don't get to that quarterback and he all out blitzing, somebody wide open. So
yeah, you got to stop that.
Yeah, so that should be a good one. And then again, I'm trying to be, equal opportunity and flip on the USFL game. It may just be me, but I don't know if y'all checked it. But I mean, literally, the stands are empty. They got tarps over most of these, and they playing in like college arenas. They ain't playing in no NFL arenas.
Yeah, man, it's like
it's not the same. It's just not the same.
Don't nobody want to go to no game. USFL game.
Yeah, and this is their second season.
Yeah,
they would have some traction.
Yeah, what I think messed them up, Big Reg and fellas, because they had that model where they wanted to play all the games down in Alabama, and now they wanted to expand, and they didn't do it the right way. And if you notice during the off season, the marketing of the XFL was second to none.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
So shout out. All right, let's go to the frozen pond. Let's talk some of that hockey stuff.
Yeah. I'm glad they got.
How about
Go
them
ahead.
Bruins?
Go ahead.
I told y'all, setting records in the NHL don't mean a thing. Don't mean a thing.
Mm-mm.
The Boston Bruins blew a 3-1 lead over the Florida Panthers.
Yep.
And that wasn't even the worst part about it. Game 7, they're up a goal with a minute left and give up a cheap goal to send it into overtime, end up losing overtime. So not only did you give up the 3-1 lead, you were actually winning Game 7. All you had to do is kill 60 seconds, and you go into the second round, and who knows what happens.
I was so happy.
Yeah, it don't mean a thing without the cup.
Got that right.
Yeah, ask Golden State Warriors about, setting records and not winning championships. So, but unfortunately, that is a thing in hockey. For the past, I think now it's up to 11 seasons, the season points winner has not advanced past the second round. So you're talking about parity.
Sad.
Yeah. Another big shocker is the Seattle Kraken in their second season eliminated the defending champions Colorado Avalanche.
Release the
Beat them
Kraken.
in Game 7, 2-1. So now you got an expansion team beating championship teams. And people were thinking the Avalanche was going to at least come out of their division and make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. So
Hey, that's how the Vegas Knights were. Don't sleep on them expansion teams. They come out ready to fire, locked and loaded.
Speaking about them Vegas Knights, they eliminated the Winnipeg Jets 4-1. They handled their business, won the final, lost first game, won the final 4, set themselves up. The Dallas Stars eliminated the Minnesota Wild 4-2. Probably the funnest series of the first round, the New Jersey Devils.
Oh, and the Islanders
Eliminated
the Rangers.
Eliminated the New York Rangers. The battle of across the pond, across the river, 4-3 in Game 7, and they were shut out 3-0 in Game 7 by a rookie goaltender.
We won New Jersey.
Wow.
The Toronto Maple Leafs eliminated the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-2. Which was huge about this is the Maple Leafs hadn't advanced in the playoffs for 19 years. So it took them 19 years to get past the first round. So, and that's one of the original 6 franchises. So shout out to them.
Now all of Canada is behind the Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got one more Canadian team, the Edmonton Oilers. Who got the top 2 scores in the NHL and arguably the best player in the NHL. They beat the Kings 4-2. So they would love for the Maple Leafs and the Oilers to meet and the winner get to the NHL finals. So
just like the Bruins, Big Reg, I'm not really sold on the Oilers. I think they going out next.
With hockey, if you run up against a hot goaltender,
anybody's game.
You could be great offensively. If you got somebody that's just in a zone for all it takes is 4 games, you're out of there. So that's why I love hockey playoffs. It's the most unpredictable playoffs with the 7-game series in all of sports. So
that's for sure.
The NBA starting to feel like that now too.
Yeah, we can ready to hit that in a second. So the second round of the NHL playoffs actually start tonight. The Maple Leafs go against the upset Panthers. Carolina Hurricanes go against the New Jersey Devils tomorrow. Dallas Stars face these hot Seattle Kraken. They play tonight in the late game. And then my favorite, the Vegas Golden Knights, who've been knocking on that door. They face the Edmonton Oilers starting tomorrow. So you got some 4 good matchups for round 2. And the last thing we got in our quick hits, for them combat sports fans, which I am one of the biggest, got 2 major things happening this weekend. For the boxing fans, you got the pay-per-view king, current pay-per-view king, Canelo Alvarez. He defends his undisputed 168 super middleweight titles. He's got all of them against John Ryder, and he's fighting for the first time in almost a decade in Mexico.
Cinco de Mayo. Well, post Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, he's fighting Saturday, May 6th, because he likes to fight on Cinco de Mayo, very near, and that's going to be on DAZN at 10 p.m. At the same time, UFC 288 with the title match, Aljamain Sterling defending his 135-pound bantamweight title against Henry Cejudo, who's coming out of retirement. He's been retired for 3 years. He retired with the belts and got into a little tiff with our man about how much he was going to get paid and walked away from the UFC as a fighter and started training fighters. He's coming back to try to reclaim his title. So that should be very interesting.
A lot of bad blood.
He might see night real early. 3 years, that's a long time to be out that ring, buddy.
Yeah, man.
That's a long time.
Not enough sparring in the world.
You are absolutely right about that. You think you're ready. You've been training people. You like, yeah, I can still do this. You ain't been punched in the face like this. Like you ain't been punched in the face.
Or kicked.
Or choked out. Right. So, yeah.
Right.
I hope Aljamain ain't feeling like we do and go out there and handle his business. Get slept. Yeah.
Now that would be ugly, too.
Yeah.
You let somebody that's been out for 3 years come back in and just take you. So,
But I'm just saying, I hope he ain't laughing and he training, make sure he handle his business.
Don't take it lightly.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's move on to the NBA. First, we got to start off by saying congrats to 76ers center Joel Embiid winning his first MVP after finishing second the past 2 years.
All right. I think he was due for it because they ain't really want to give it to Jokic.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to Mr. Jokic in a second. My question to the panel: did Joel put a little too much into chasing this MVP? Because now he hurt.
Yeah, he did.
He played in some games in the regular season that previously he probably would have sat out, but he wanted to make sure that he played in as close to as many games as Jokic.
Yep.
And now he got the knee injury.
He did.
It costs you to play that long and play through injury and chasing goals that are just given to you and not necessarily
right.
It kind of the sentiment of what happened to the Golden State Warriors to go 73-9 after that season when they lost the championship. They said, "Man, we put so much in the winning the 73 games trying to beat out the Bulls that it took a lot out of us." So it costs you when you win those singularity awards, but you get what you get sometimes.
Yeah. It bothered him so much all these years to not get an MVP that he put all his eggs into that basket. So congratulations to him, but it might cost him a championship in the long run.
Trouble.
If Boston ever wakes up, because I was disappointed.
Yeah,
they gave that game away.
I was about to say you're gonna get one of those from Harden every now and again, where he's gonna put up the damn near 50 piece.
Harden got a couple left in the tank, and he needed to do that.
But listen, even if Harden would have shot 45 points, the Celtics were up 12 points with like 7 or 8 minutes left in the quarter. They coming down shooting threes. Like, what are y'all doing?
J3, we saw that last week with the Bucks and Jimmy Butler. They had leads in 2 games, 2 of the final games, and they choked it up just like that too. So I can't talk.
That brings us to coaching. What did we say at the beginning of the year? That the concern for the Celtics wasn't the team. It was their first year coach
experience.
Absolutely. Because
he looked shell shocked too. Yeah, he looked shell shocked. Yeah.
And going back to what the professor just talked about, having the Heat eliminate the favorite Bucks to come out the East in 5 games,
man,
was a coaching clinic. It wasn't the players. Eric Spoelstra badly outcoached Budenholzer, which might cost him his job.
Yeah, because they gave that game away also. Absolutely.
That's what I say. Yeah.
But I mean, 2 years after winning the championship, I don't think it's.
What happened to the Lakers coach?
I mean, it's Frank Vogel Budenholzer. You can't compare the two.
no,
Same thing.
You can
Same
throw
thing.
Nick Nurse
Same-
in there too.
same
Nick Nurse
situation.
got shown the door this
Yeah.
shit.
Same situation.
Yeah.
So, and there's no way as a coach you allow Jimmy Butler, and we talked about this on the show, J3. I was like, I think Jimmy can give him a 40 piece in one of these last games. You let Jimmy give you 42 the game after he just gave you
He
56.
was playing like a man possessed.
And you know why Giannis was so upset? He begged the coach to check Jimmy Butler. He wouldn't let him do it.
Yeah, that's somebody losing their job. We just don't know who yet. And the fact that probably the only reason why it hasn't happened yet is the fact that they're trying to sell a team right now.
Oh, yeah.
The Celtics, they eliminated the Hawks, but you talking about
That
a
was tough,
team
too.
that,
Yeah.
in the proverbial case, likes to play with their food.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's why I can't respect Boston like that. It's just like, man, they just kind of like dilly-dally through it all instead of like playing with some intensity. And it gets on my nerves. I know this is probably going to be one of the more boring series out of the semifinals, Boston and Philly, to me. Because it's just going to be like, it's going to be Tatum and Brown, like, you know, shooting threes. There ain't really going to be no involvement from anybody else, at least to me.
But that's just it. Brown wasn't even shooting the daggone ball in the second half. He only ended up with 16 points. It was like, yo, what happened to you? I mean, you going to the lane and then you throwing it out instead of taking it to the hole.
Right.
Hey, AJ3, I got a comp for you. Hold on, Big Rage. I got you. I got a comp for you. Last night, they looked like LeBron and Wade did their first year together, where they couldn't decide who was going to take over the game. They kept,
wow.
I mean, it just looked like they were both like, okay, you're going to take over, you're going to take over.
Yeah,
and Harden
man.
was just torching them.
If I'm Tatum, man, I would have just said, nah, give me the ball. Because
I
But
think
see, that's
Marcus,
not his personality. The
Right, and
Celtics play like their
True.
personality of Tatum. They forcing Tatum as a leader when I've been telling y'all for 3 years, the best player on that team is not Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's
Brown.
the more gifted, naturally gifted scorer. The best player on that team is Jaylen
Brown.
Brown.
Yep.
But they won't. Everybody's pushing Jason Tatum, and he's getting sick of it. He dropped 14 in the first period, carried them to an early lead, and then they take him out. Tatum gets hot. He don't shoot the ball more than 3 times in the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That can't happen. That's a
No.
coaching problem.
Yeah, I
Yep.
couldn't believe
Yep.
it.
And then you got Marcus Smart throwing the ball all over the place. Like, dude, what you doing?
Because Marcus Smart was, to me, the only one that plays with heart. I mean, last night he was doing too much, and he got hit in the chest. But he was trying to get them back as their heart and soul. And you had White, and you had the Williams. all
Williams
them, man,
not
they
doing
just-
it. Yeah.
That's who was really irking me was White. Yo,
Yeah.
you throwing the ball away like you going to the hole and then you don't even shoot the ball.
Yeah.
You turning it over like if you gonna go to the hole, keep going.
Brogdon too. Brogdon
Brogdon.
too.
Brogdon looked like he's trying to fit in because
Yeah, they was
it's
lunching
like he
last
just
night.
got there. He want to make a name for himself. Dude, just relax. You gonna get yours.
That's where not having Emi Udoka is costing them. Because
Yeah.
last year he would grab them by their necks
Oh, yeah. Hold them accountable.
and get in their face and all. And now their coach is just as mild mannered as Jason Tatum. So the team plays like that. They came out, never had any energy, and never got any energy, with the exception of the Madman.
And then you got Horford shooting damn threes and ain't making half of them. Like, dude, stop shooting. Get your
Like,
big
dude,
ass
get
down
your
low.
down low.
Get your
Yeah.
ass down
That ain't
low
their
and take it
offense.
to the hole.
That ain't
I
their
know.
offense. Yeah.
That's the
He
problem.
ain't
Yeah.
never been a post player, J3. So how he gonna become a post player now? He's
Listen,
never been. He wasn't a post player when he was with Florida.
Well, hell, shoot an 18-footer then.
man, for real. Move
He was,
in.
he was off. He was rebounding, but he was off with his shots last night.
Yeah.
though.
So
And on top of that, Philly didn't have no big man, so he could have dominated.
Yeah.
yeah. So
And they was taking it to the hole in the first half. What happened to the second half? Why we
They ain't
start
play
settling for
defense
three?
because they let Maxey get off.
Oh,
last
my
night,
God.
too.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong person to get off. Y'all worry about keep worrying about Harden, but Maxey is that key to their offense when Joel Embiid is not out there.
That part.
yeah. So the Celtics should be ashamed of themselves. First, they should have learned their lesson in the previous series where they let Trae Young get them in Game
Yep.
5.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought they bounced back, but to lose that game to the 76ers without Embiid and let Harden torch you for 45 when he ain't scored 40 points in a playoff game in 9 years.
Right.
Yeah, he dusted off some dust.
Hit him with the step back.
But I'm gonna tell you who else that quietly kept him in the game also was Tobias.
Yeah, he did.
We haven't been talking about enough. Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was carrying them in the middle, man. I don't know what Boston was doing last night. I just don't know.
La La Land, giving games away.
Also in the East, you got the New York Knicks. They eliminated Cavaliers.
New York.
So now you got the Heat against the Knicks again.
Ooh,
bringing back the old
rivalry
of the days
yes.
when the Knicks and the Heat used to be scrapping, but it ain't the same. But Jimmy Buckets,
man,
his will
won that game on what was it? Sunday?
Yeah, his will gives enough energy to the Heat to win games they shouldn't be winning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they beat the Knicks 108-101 in New York.
Knicks should be shot.
Right.
They should be shot.
And everyone thought they were going to get intimidated by playing at the Garden. Come on now. They weren't phased at all.
But hey, yo, shout out to the resurgence of Kyle Lowry.
He stepped up.
And Gabe Vincent looking like Steph Curry out there shooting.
That's ridiculous.
Kyle Lowry looked like the Kyle Lowry that won the title in Toronto. Especially when Jimmy Butler went down. He knew he had to step up. He stepped right in there. Yeah. And right now, in game 2, Miami's up 5 points late in the second quarter. Now, Jimmy Butler, because he twisted his ankle late in game 1, is not playing tonight. And the New York Knicks are fully stocked. Randall's playing. Brock, all the players for the Knicks are playing. So if the Knicks don't win tonight and go down 2-0 to Miami, it's over.
It's done.
Trouble.
And I don't think Brunson can carry that team, so he's gonna need help with that.
Randall gonna have to step up, man. Barrett's been playing. I love Josh Hart. I love the way he's been playing. He's a great addition to that team.
He's
the defense.
He's great.
Randall another one. He gave so much during the regular season to try to prove people wrong. Now he's trying to get through the pain he playing with right now. So,
but like Sin said, Josh Hart he's been stepping up. So I mean, he's been adding, but they're gonna need a little bit more if they want to win.
Quickly going.
Yeah, they're gonna need quickly to kind of give them some extras too and do some things. But it's gonna take a team effort. But there should be no reason why they shouldn't beat the Heat based on the team. But Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler say we not having that. Y'all gonna have to beat us. So, all right, let's move on to the Western Conference, where, as you see with the background,
and the jacket,
and the hat.
Starter, old school, baby.
You ain't hot up in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I had to get the jacket off. Real quick. All right, I can take it off.
Since his LA Lakers eliminated the mouthy Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, good.
Dylan Brooks won at 40. I'm sorry, let me say this one thing, Big Reg, because I've been wanting to get this off for the longest. Dylan Brooks, you won at 40. Well, you got it.
Be careful
they
what
gave
you ask
40
for.
in game 6. They gave the whole team 40.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yep, 40 piece.
And got him a pink slip.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, you're fired.
On his day off.
Yeah, on your day off.
On your day off. Lord.
With a $25,000 fine for the NBA for leaving without the half.
Poor little Tink. Poor little Tink.
Yeah. Sometimes poking a bear ain't a good idea.
And that was so cowardice to duck those interviews after the games. After you let him talk that much trash and kick it off.
Him and Ja. I mean, Ja, he got the last one, but the one before that, he ducked the interview. Nobody wanted to talk.
So shout out to the Lakers, did their thing. Game 5, I told you guys they was going to be exhausted from winning game 4. They was flat, but they came back did their thing game 6. And the Grizzlies literally laid down. And that changes that franchise. They went from the up-and-coming franchise who was possibly going to win a title or 2 over the next 5 years to they might have to do a whole reshuffling of that whole organization.
Yeah,
And they've already said they're not going to be doing that chirping next year.
I was about to say they got too cocky too soon. I think they just started to feel themselves a little too soon instead of letting them marinate, still building. But that, young boys.
Yeah,
as y'all said, I ain't worried in the West. He should have been.
Yeah, the word on the street, they chopped Brooks to send that message to Ja that we gonna change this culture around here, or you ain't gonna be playing here too much longer either. I hope that's a message received.
I can see that.
We shall see.
So that sets up a matchup that everybody wants to see because they're Warriors. As I told y'all, whoever wins game 5 gonna win that series. And it went down to game 7, and the magnificent chef Steph Curry said,
"Shot,
I got this."
50 pieces,
5-0, baby.
I mean, now as heroic and as impressive as that effort was, I know he can't do that every game, and he gonna need Clay because Clay was off.
Yep,
Clay was off. Poole has been on witness protection.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be there long. He ain't gonna be there next year.
Yeah, Poole was playing so bad, and Draymond tried to check him, and he wasn't listening to Draymond. So Steph said, "Hold on." Steph went and got in his face and said, "Look here, we trying to win, so get over yourself." So
right.
Yeah, but Wiggins getting his legs back though.
Wiggins,
So that's the good part about everything. And I'm telling you, that big man playing out of his mind.
Looney. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Looney had 3 games over 20 rebounds in the series.
He was just a bully. He was just a bully in that paint. My goodness.
So AD gonna have to play in this.
He definitely gonna have to play. He's gonna have to take Tristan too.
We should put your mic on.
I said that as a joke, man. Come on.
Oh, okay. I hope so.
Don't be surprised if you see him.
Right.
The big man, don't be surprised. He got 6 fouls. Yep. We gonna use him.
True story. So we got round 5 of Steph versus LeBron. Steph currently leads 3-1, but that was Golden State against the Cavs. So we'll see what happens with the Lakers.
I'm curious though. Since what's your take on this series?
Man, I mean, this is definitely one of the better ones. I ain't going to lie and say I ain't a bit nervous. I mean, you got. I mean, you got 2 of the best shooters and the greatest shooter on that squad. It's all a matter of containing them. Trying to keep him tempered and making sure he don't get in the paint. I mean, it's possible. I'm not saying
tap dancing, man. Give me a straight answer.
Yeah, what's the keys? What's the keys to a Lakers victory? Just tell us.
Stopping Clay, controlling, getting the boards, controlling that. AD playing like AD.
All right.
Is he gonna show up?
Yeah, Lakers in 6.
Is he gonna stay healthy?
AD is going to have to be dominant AD for the entire series.
He might have to be that AD that he was against Memphis on Friday night.
They don't have a chance
because this is the perfect games. That's it.
Yeah, this is the perfect series for Golden State's younger players to play because they playing against a lot of younger players for the Lakers. So they ain't got to deal with them old vets using vet tactics to beat them. So that means Golden State can go deep in their bench for this series. So it's going to be
the Lakers. Japanese Jordan Hachimura.
Wiggins gonna shut him down.
Whatever.
Kaminga gonna come down and dunk on him.
Wiggins don't want to see Hachimura.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with you there, Sis. Wiggins can play that D, and Hachimura, even though he coming out of his shell, he ain't that dog yet.
We gonna see.
We will.
Oh yeah,
Warriors in 6, maybe 5.
Jay Wills, you might have quiet, bro. Talk to us.
I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm actually leaning more towards the Lakers. I think they got a
My man.
They got a better. I think they got a better half court offense, mainly because if the offense per se isn't completely flowing, they got a few guys on the team that can get their own bucket. Now, Golden State does as well, but they're so grounded in team ball that I don't think Poole is going to necessarily go out of the way to go get his own bucket, though he's definitely capable. Wiggins is still getting his legs back. I think that combination, and see, LeBron will change depending on who they're playing. So he did a lot of ball handling in this last one, but he can give up the point guard role to Reeves or D'Angelo. They can bring the ball up, and he can help AD down low. So now you got something that Sacramento could. All they got is Sabonis, DeMarcus,
and Fox.
And he's not Arvydas Sabonis. His dad, he'll stuff the lane. His pops was a solid guy, wide-shouldered, legit big man. Sabonis is a 4. His son is a 4, dressed up as a 5 on paper. Yeah. AD's a real 5.
True 5.
That don't like to play center.
Who don't like to play center, but he has been playing a lot more defense lately.
He has.
I think he had 25 blocks for the series, if I remember correctly. You throw LeBron down there, he'll do what he need to do in order to match up properly with Golden State. And I think that might slightly give him an edge because I don't see Curry having a 50-point game where in the second half he scores most of them in the lane. Not against the Lakers the way AD was blocking shots.
Watch JP going to say something about Steph.
Okay. So check this out. You're talking about LBJ going down low and helping out LeBron. But what happens if Klay starts shooting threes, Steph starts shooting threes, Poole starts shooting threes, Draymond starts shooting threes because they don't go down low as much. I mean, even though Steph Curry will take it to the hole, but their outside perimeter game is how they actually win games.
You think we got Bando though? Bando's been taking on the best player and handling them with no problem.
Okay. So which best player are you referring
playing
to?
a dumb Memphis
I'm saying these past series, Bando has been on that best player.
But playing a dumb Memphis team and playing a 4-time champion Golden State, is different. And the fact that you got
all 5 players can shoot threes,
and you got the better coach, a rookie coach going against Steve Kerr.
All right, I mean on paper, yeah.
We just gonna leave it there. We gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave your dream alone because I'd love to see LeBron win. They have to use their size and height and dominate and make it a slow inside series in order for them to beat them.
And let's not act like D'Angelo can't get off and get hot.
Come on now.
Warriors in 5.
D'Angelo's been hot since he's been in Minnesota.
Warriors in 5.
I'm bumping the Lakers in 6.
Well, I do have 6 games, but last time I checked, 3-pointers beat 2, so I gotta go with Golden State.
Lakers has the best. Now this is definitely the playoffs, but Lakers, a LeBron-led Lakers team has beaten a Steph-led Golden State team more in the regular season.
No, but who got the edge?
But who wins in the postseason?
Yeah, in the
postseason.
It's the first time, so we shall see.
Opposite. It's the opposite.
It'll be the first time, so we shall see.
They get up for each other, though. I feel like,
look, if Draymond Green don't kick nobody in the nuts,
he will. He will.
All right, so let's talk about the team that everybody kind of poo-pooed and said, it's just regular season. Yeah, we ain't worried about them. Them Denver Nuggets.
Hey, I must say,
that's Jamal Murray.
Phoenix.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
They dusted off the Timberwolves. They let the Timberwolves get a game, being nice. You know, Jokic is a nice guy, so he didn't want to crush their soul. So he gave them a game, then finished them. But what they doing to Phoenix, and as we said,
just thank you.
I love Chris Paul, but his body breaks down every year in the postseason.
I don't know about CP, man.
Yeah, but it's not CP, man. I'm telling you, Ayton has not stepped up. Matter of fact, when Giannis took his lunch, that was pretty much the end of Ayton 3 years ago. And he's never been that dog that everybody thought he was going to be. So you take him out of the picture, But I'm gonna tell you the difference with Denver. We all said it at the beginning of the year. If Jamal Murray comes off of them injuries and he stays healthy an entire season and balls out, this is the result, and we're seeing it play out before us right now.
And what I meant by CP3, as far as like something's wrong, I'm talking about just his injury.
Oh yeah, you knew that was coming. Just like Kyrie, just like Embiid, you know they were coming.
And I'm not wishing it on anybody, but KD's playing way too many minutes for his age and his injury.
And missing a lot of shots too.
Yeah, he was terrible in shooting. Yeah.
Oof.
But what was crazy about it, game one, Jokic let the others, include Jamal Murray, be front and center, even though he had a quad. And I do mean quad, 24 and 19.
I mean, we're bad shit.
In game one, he had a quad 24 and 19. Then in game two, he tried to let everybody get involved. And at halftime, he said, okay, it's time to go. And he abused Andre Ayton in the second half.
I swear. Jokic be playing YMCA ball. That dude who you don't think be kicking balls.
And you can't do anything with.
Yeah, you got that's the dad bod.
39 and 16. And he gave Ayton any way you want it. Oh, you think you're going to bump me? Oh, I'm going to spin on you. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm going to step back. Oh, you're not coming out? Take just 3 with you. Any way you want.
Yeah, Ayton just not athletic enough, man. He just
he don't want to be in Phoenix, man. I think he really wanted to
check out.
Hoping that, he wanted to check out.
But if you got a chance at a title, man, ball out, man.
Right. He don't have that dog in him.
Yeah,
he's a little soft. If you're gonna play down low, and especially against a guy whose brothers are on the sideline waiting to knock your head off, you got to play strong.
Yeah.
Joker's brothers are pure hoodlums. How do they keep?
They are. It's funny, isn't it?
True hoodlums.
Yeah. They think you're them European soft. You better watch.
I'm telling you.
And they need to have the metal detectors around them at all times.
They are some true
brass knuckles.
But the elephant in the room. What's up with Book?
If you actually look at the numbers, and that's what shows you numbers on all the thing. Book is having a decent series. Book is scoring, I think, still averaging close to 30, if not over 30. Shooting almost 50%, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it seems quiet, just like
because Denver's got them long bodies that they throw in that Booker, and then when they long bodies can't stay up with him, they put the little guy to get up under him and piss him off. You see, he almost got into a fight in last game.
Right.
Yeah, your former Laker doing some things with KCP.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hitting clutch shots when they need them. So everybody was sleeping on Denver. If Jamal Murray can be close to consistent, giving them 20 to 30 average during seasons, they're gonna be a problem, and they should go to the Western Conference Finals, possibly the NBA Finals.
I'm close to being awake. I ain't sleeping no more. I'm wiping my eyes.
You got to deal with the Warriors first.
I mean,
the Warriors.
They're so great.
Shots fired.
Niggas is 6.
Yeah.
Say what your chest said. That's right.
Yeah. So Denver might have an opportunity to get some rest days because they've got 2 games in the books already before the Lakers have started their series with the Warriors. So, and the way
you see Denver sweeping Phoenix.
Nah, they're not gonna sweep Phoenix. KD ain't gonna have even though KD got swept last year. So KD is capable of being swept. I forgot about last year with Brooklyn. When he went off.
He was alone last year, though.
But I think him and Booker will get at least 1 game when they go back home.
And also, keep in mind, in Denver, it's always hard to play because of the altitude. So these past 2 games were in Denver. We'll see what happens.
Look at J3. Look at J3.
Man, that's some
I'm
BS.
just saying.
That's some BS. Stay inside, bro. Go away with all that.
Players have said themselves it's hard to play in Denver.
And they remind you, have y'all noticed when you're at the free throw line, that number that's at the free throw line is the the altitude that you at. So whenever you go to the free throw line, they remind you you're over 5,000 feet above sea level.
Well, let me tell you what Phoenix need to do. They need to start training with them training masks so they can get their breath up when they go back.
Mm-hmm.
Suns can't do nothing without CP3. Who's the backup point guard?
Yeah, their offense. Yeah.
What you talking about? Old legs, BJ. Like this ain't the same. This ain't the same Lakers team. Where you been? We got young legs now.
You talking about your two major players, and you got to admit, ADs are old. What's AD? 29.
Okay.
He an old 29. That body broke down.
We got young
players. BJ name like that was his first. You said BJ name like that was his first cousin. What you mean,
BJ the resident Laker hater. So
we gonna get off your Lakers. So the Western Conference should be fun, and I guess everybody thinks whoever wins the Boston 76ers series should beat the winner of the Heat versus New York to get to the NBA Finals. So
y'all give New York a chance?
Nah, they don't have enough experience yet.
Right.
Nope.
I don't know. Something about
they got a bunch of role players that are playing a role. I mean, they're basically the Heat, just a version of Heat. They don't have a dominant star. And I apologize to Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Buckets isn't the one during the regular season, but he damn sure won in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the Knicks don't have that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you good, Jay Wills. Go ahead.
Jimmy Butler is who what playoff P wants to be. That's all.
Basically.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Who?
You
Because
right.
I don't remember
I haven't
seeing
seen
him.
him on the floor. Right.
Who you talking
That's
about?
real good.
Right.
You said Ghost? You said Ghost? What's his name?
And I ain't talking about Powell either. Go.
Talking about playoff P, more like DNP.
That is a good analogy.
Yeah, it makes sense. If they don't win tonight, they getting swept. So no, they don't have a chance. Because it's not looking like they even won it with even Jimmy not even on the floor.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, man. They got too talented of a team. But
True story. All right, fellas, let's move on to the NFL. The biggest news actually happened before the draft started. Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson finally came to agreement. Lamar had backed off of his fully guaranteed, or at least his more guaranteed money than Deshaun Watson got after seeing what just happened with the Philadelphia Eagles signing their quarterback. So that's 3 quarterbacks after the Watson deal that showed that nobody else is going to do that kind of deal anymore. So he ends up with a 5-year contract, $260 million, $185 million guaranteed. I'm a little concerned about that because the breakdown of this contract hasn't hit the big trackers yet, which means they're either still finalizing some stuff.
I think so.
And it's going to be interesting to see of that $185 million, how much of that is guaranteed to Lamar at signing versus that old injury guarantee, which really doesn't mean anything, which means that after 2 or 3 years, they want to get rid of you. They just make sure you don't get hurt, even to the point of pulling you off the field so they can release you the following year and not have to pay the rest of this contract. So we'll see what the big numbers are.
Real quick question. So there's been reports saying that this makes him the highest paid quarterback in the league.
He's the highest paid player by annual contract value currently. That's going to last about anywhere from a week to 3 months until Joe Burrow gets his new contract with Cincinnati. But at $52 million per year average, he's currently the highest paid quarterback per annual basis.
Okay. Well, yeah, this was a good weekend for him because he also got some receivers.
Absolutely. After picking up OBJ the previous week and a half, they used their first round pick to get
Zay Flowers
out of Boston College. So if the young receivers they had previous can stay healthy, Duvernay and the number 1 pick last year, if they can get healthy add Zay Flowers with OBJ as kind of the leader of that room. Well, OBJ, you ain't got to be a number one. We just need you to get some guidance to these young fellas and do your thing when you do your thing. The Ravens could have a decent offense. And, you know, they got the new offensive coordinator, so it's going to be more of a pass pro style offense instead of that gadget offense they've been running. So we will see.
Yeah, I'm still concerned about the Ravens. Everybody focuses so much on Lamar's injury, but they don't look at the fact that the Ravens as an organization still is at the tops for having a lot of injuries every year.
They fired the whole training staff.
Yeah. But the thing is who they replace them with. You just hoping that
to be determined.
Things around. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The other big thing that happened today was a deadline for teams to pick up fifth-year options on the 2020 first-round selections. Old Jordan Love, he took some sure money instead of not having that fifth-year option declined. Jordan Love and the Packers agreed to a fifth-year contract extension. He could make $2 million more than if the fifth-year option would have picked up, but only 13.5 of that's guaranteed versus having $20 million guaranteed. But the deal was they told him, take this deal or you're going to be on
chop block.
That New York Giants quarterbacks. You're going to have to play your fourth year and prove it. Yeah. And if you don't prove it, you're out of here.
Yeah, he ain't have a choice.
Yeah,
he ain't have a choice.
So that $13.5 million guaranteed, even if they cut him, is going to be more than what he made on his 4-year rookie contract. So,
but let me ask y'all a question though. They drafted him, so obviously they thought he had potential. So now you're saying you're not going to pay him a certain amount because you don't think he's worth it?
Because he hasn't played. Right. They don't know if he can actually play.
They want to play if you got what's Aaron Rodgers in his way.
This is what
we agree. That's a Washington mess they did there with him. But hey, that's
so this is his year to prove being out of now Aaron Rodgers' shadow. Now it's all spotlights all on you. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, they're gonna be at the bottom of the division next year.
Yeah. Some of the notable fifth-year options that were picked up: QBs, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert obviously got picked up. Some of the wide receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, of course, who's highly underpaid. Wide receivers, 49ers, Brandon Ayuk, bunch of offensive linemen got their fifth-year options. Some of the surprising fifth-year options got declined right here in the DMV.
That's not surprising. He ain't been on the field.
Right, Chase Young.
Shit, you got to play to get paid.
You've been injured, like basically almost your
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. You see, Washington picked up a couple of defensive ends in the draft.
And they basically said whatever he did, because they expected him to be back early last year.
Yeah,
and then he re-injured himself doing some workouts that they didn't authorize him to do. And they weren't happy about that. So he's in a prove it year.
Gotta get it together
right now, which is crazy.
They don't need no more cheerleaders. They need players.
Yeah. I don't need you pointing at the jersey. Come on.
and it's amazing. All the fifth-year options that were declined, fellas, are all defensive players. Panthers, cornerback C.J. Henderson. 49ers, defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw. Jaguars, linebacker Clavon Chasen. Chargers, linebacker Kenneth Murray Jr. Saints. There was one offensive lineman. Saints center Cesar Ruiz. And then the Seahawks did a linebacker, and the Ravens. Patrick Queen from LSU. I thought he was going to be a monster.
Yeah.
Ended up being a dud.
I think the one that will earn his contract is Javon Kinlaw, because that dude is a beast.
Yeah. We will see, but they signed the defensive tackle from the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
To take his place, so they ain't counting on it.
But out of this list, I think with that pressure on, I think he'll be the only one that'll really step up to it. I hope Chase Young does, but again, haven't seen it from him, so can't really say.
Patrick Queen's going to have an opportunity, but he's got to show up because the Ravens drafted some linebackers too, so it'll be interesting. So let's talk about the actual draft real quick. All the suspense, all the hoopla, all year long, and after that, and who going to be everybody but Bryce Young until the final minute.
We knew.
Then of course Bryce Young goes number one.
Number
And I
one.
know Houston was blowing smoke. I knew they was taking CJ Stroud.
Yeah. But for Houston to then go right back and trade with Arizona to get the number 3 pick to get Will Anderson Jr. So they've got the leader of their offense and the leader of their defense in the same draft, back-to-back high number 1 picks was a big coup. I think Houston did a great job with that.
Let's just hope they don't mess it up.
You got a defensive
True.
minded coach, and now he's got a defensive minded player, and they also got Alabama's middle linebacker, Tuo. So they've got guys who understand how to play.
Washington to get him, man. He was on the
So,
board.
Man,
It'll be
Washington,
interesting.
Washington got nothing but freaking DBs, and I swear they're just.
That's because Will Fuller looked like trash last year, and they got nervous. And then Cam Curl is good, but he can't stay on the field.
Yeah. BJ, I agree with you. The Eagles, I think, by
Oh,
far had the
Lord.
best
Yeah,
draft.
monster. And
I
then
mean,
got
they already
Smith.
had 2 Georgia defensive players that they were gearing up. Then they go ahead and draft 3 in this draft. Get arguably the best player per position in the whole draft in Jordan. And then follow it up with their outside linebacker / DN who runs a 4.3 at 245 pounds.
Good
and pick up
Lord.
the quarterback.
The rich got richer.
Sound like
And
me.
don't stop there.
And
they
then
got Swift.
traded with the
Yeah,
Detroit
Swift.
Lions to
Yeah.
go get another Georgia alumni and running back DeAndre Swift to replace the running back they lost to Carolina.
Man.
What they call them? The Philly Dogs? That's what
Yeah,
they call
yeah,
them.
yeah.
The Philly Dogs.
Yeah, you're going to have to change the G in Eagles to that block Georgia G.
Smart move.
For sure. Any sneaky picks y'all saw that thought might kind of make some noise?
I like to pick on another level. I like to pick by Pittsburgh, picking up Joey Porter.
Porter, that was a
Joey
good one.
Porter Jr. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And the Dallas Cowboy, the guy getting the call his son. I like that one. Yeah,
Deuce Vaughn, yeah.
Yeah, those were the 2 coolest moments of the draft. And Joey Porter Sr. told his son, because the Steelers didn't contact Joey Porter Jr. throughout the draft. They didn't even ask him to interview. He said, they don't need to interview you. You grew up there. They know you better than anybody. So he slipped to the second round. So they got him early in the second round. And to see assistant director of college scouting, Chris Vaughn, they fake handed him a card and told him they wanted him to hand the card. He didn't know what was going on. He's like, why? Everything's electronic. Then he looked and realized it was his son. Then allow him to call him. And the way he said it said, son, it's dad. Do you want to come to work with me next week? That is so cool.
Classic.
man.
That's classic.
That
right
is
there.
so cool.
Really cool.
I really like what Chicago's draft turned out to be, man. They really got some offensive line help for Fields. They got him a couple of skill positions. I think what they did was sneaky, really good for that team because the help was needed. I mean, you can't have that type of quarterback. If he can stay healthy, then I really think Chicago can push Detroit to kind of run for that division next year. Because I think Minnesota stepped back, and I daggone sure no Green Bay stepped back. So
Yeah,
I think that
You're right. That division is there for the taking. But they need to fix the defense more than they need to fix the offense.
I was going to say
Their defense was horrible.
don't sleep on Detroit because they on both sides of the field going in the right
I
direction.
like Detroit.
Hey, if their players can stop gambling and getting suspended, they'll be all right.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
And people kind of, looked at Detroit's draft a little sideways, taking I think this dude may have been the best back in the draft, if not the best, second when they took Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama, who is a flat-out dog.
Yeah.
Last year for Alabama, he was their leading receiver as well as their leading rusher. But to take him at 12, they said it wasn't a good value pick, and then they end up picking up inside linebacker, middle linebacker, which they don't get drafted at all in the first round anymore. Jack Campbell out of Iowa. He's a hell of a player. But then again, it's kind of early, they think, for that. What y'all think about the Tech Atlanta taking Bijan Robinson?
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth.
At number
I like
8.
that one. Yeah, that was a good move.
I liked it.
They basically giving an offensive coach. We gave you all the tools. We gave you Freakazoid tight end 2 years ago. Now we give you the best running back in this draft. We got you some wide receivers. So now you got to see if you can play or you get
Ritter.
He could be another Devontae. Shoot, that's probably the best.
Ritter gonna get a real shot. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see what he got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so some good stuff. Of course, the SEC led again with the most picks, 62, 31 through the first 3 rounds. Big Ten getting closer, though. They're getting closer. They had 55, and they had 20 in the first 2 rounds. So the Big Ten, basically the SEC and Big Ten dominate the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else falls in after that.
But who didn't get drafted?
If you, quite honestly, J3, if you don't get drafted in the first 4 rounds of the draft, sometimes it's better being an undrafted free agent where you can pick the team that you want to sign with, where you have a better opportunity to try to actually make the squad. Because once you get past the 4th round, your chances of making the squad are very, very, very low. And if you go to a squad that's already stacked in your position, it's just real hard to make it.
Yeah. Hey, I know we long in the tooth, fellas. I just want to know your feelings because it was irritating me. What do y'all think about Will Levis? I mean, the way they kept belly aching about how he fell in the draft.
You know the reason for that.
And funny enough, he goes to the team that you pretty much knew, like, all right, well, yeah, Tennessee was probably like picking up, like, because he's like another Tannehill, pretty much.
Yeah, that was getting on my last nerve. It was like he's still sitting there, like, oh, shut up.
Go ahead and say it, J3.
I just said it. White privilege.
Yeah, that's all that was.
Simple. That's all that was.
That's all that was.
He was expected to get drafted, and he didn't. Oh well.
They mad that the highest paid players in the NFL now at the position they used to be
Caucasian.
Actually, the 2 positions that used to be basically white only, quarterback and tackle, are now dominated by African Americans who have the biggest contracts.
Yeah.
So they looking for that next hope. Tom Brady's officially retired. So they got Joe Burrow. That's the same reason why you get all this hubbub about Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Herbert put up a whole lot of stats, but he ain't winning.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, the golden boy. He been the golden boy since before he got to Clemson. So you know they please, we need somebody to come take Tom's place. We can't have this new style of football taking over.
Man, they better roll Trask out there and just shut up down there, man.
Trask.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fellas. Unless anybody has anything else to add to the draft, it's about time for us to get up out of here.
Cool.
All in favor. So before we get up out of here, let's give the folks our final post. J3, why don't you start us off?
Yep, real quick. Shout out to the DMV Avengers. That's a bowling team that was created like 3 weeks ago. We were in a tournament this weekend, and one of our Avengers shot a 278.
Ooh.
Good job. Good job.
Impressive.
Sense, what you got for me?
Going back to the draft real quick, I want to give a shout out to a Caroline who was drafted like in the final stages of the first round. Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma, Carroll alum, drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stay green.
Jay Wills, it's been a minute. What you got for us?
Yes, sir. Wasn't prepared for this moment, but I want to give a shout out to my barber. He's been consistent. Everyone in the state has been ultra quality. I cannot complain. As a sales rep who has to talk a lot and meet with random people that I don't know at all, it enhances my perspective on myself when my hairline resembles greatness. So I want to give a shout out to my barber. Thank you, sir.
You're the real MVP.
Right on.
Jay Wills, we don't miss you, bro. We don't miss you.
Crazy, boy.
Professor Jay, what you got for us?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek Freak, and my Milwaukee Bucks. I wholeheartedly eat my crow. For all those that know, I stand with the Bucks. I know they'll be back. Just know that it's not over, and we'll be back again.
It is not a failure. It is not a failure. You consider it a failure?
That's right. That's right.
I'm talking to you, Chris.
And I agree with him 100%.
Right.
Yeah, I love that one. I love
his
that.
ground.
He put that reporter in his spot real quick.
Yes, sir.
For all you NFL fans that were looking forward to the draft and you didn't get the player that you wanted or didn't think your team did the job that it's going to do, let me give you some facts and figures. 55% of NFL rosters were made up of players who were drafted from the 4th round on or were undrafted free agents.
Ooh.
So the meat of your team is actually made on day 3 and after the draft when teams go out and selectively recruit undrafted free agents to sign to the team. So just because you didn't get the person you wanted in the 1st or 2nd round doesn't mean your team didn't have a good draft.
Mm-hmm.
And it may take 2 or 3 years to see it.
Facts.
Put me in, coach.
Put me in.
All right. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in and listening. We appreciate your time and opportunity to share our positions on sports with you. We're here each and every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for the live show. You can also download this show and previous shows via our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Just search Position on Sports Talk Show. And if you prefer podcasts, you can catch us on all the major podcast platforms. Again, we appreciate your time. We'll see you next week, 8 p.m. Y'all be safe. Peace.
Lakers and State.
DJ, you crazy.